Hey fans, KastKing Pro and MLF Pro, Brent Chapman here. We're going to continue our descriptions of all the different technique-specific Speed Demon rods that we've got in the lineup. What we've got here is the KastKing Speed Demon Pro, the Chatterbait rod. This is a 7'3" action rod. We have the whole lineup, almost 20 rods of technique-specific rods, and this is the Chatterbait rod. And when we say technique-specific, it's not only for a chatterbait, but that's primarily what it's for. And if you're not fishing a chatterbait, a bladed jig, something like that, if you don't have one in your arsenal, you need to be fishing it. Such a phenomenal way to catch fish. This is a rod we designed specifically for that, but like I said, you can use it for many more things. Looking at the specs here, this is a moderately fast action rod, a medium action power. It's rated for 10-pound to 17-pound line, 1/4 ounce to 3/4 ounce. We've got the true wind grips here. I like the length of the handle for casting the bladed jigs, the chatterbaits, and just an awesome setup. I've got this on the Bassinator Elite. This is a 6:6-to-1 reel. When I'm fishing a chatterbait bladed jig, I like to fish it a little bit slower, and I've found that little bit slower gear ratio reel is kind of key to that. It makes me slow down. A person can do it with a higher gear ratio, but I prefer the slower gear ratio just because it allows me to work that bait a little bit more, like it's supposed to. But a bladed jig is exactly what it is. You throw it out there and it just kind of vibrates through the water, but I think that's what makes this bait so effective is the vibration it puts off. And then when it actually does get down into the cover, you can kind of pop it free, and sometimes those little reactions are the deal. But the bladed jig is a bait that's fished primarily around heavy cover. Vegetation's probably where it's at its best. We've got flooded bushes here as well, but that vibration allows these fish to not only feed by sight, but by feeding with their lateral line. That's where they pick up that vibration, and I think that's what makes this bait so effective as well. But the length of the rod really is perfect. The action, it allows you to kind of load that tip up there and use that tip action to really get precise with this bait as well. And then it's also got the right backbone for when you do set the hook on a fish. I love to fish this on 20-pound fluorocarbon line. A lot of guys will fish it on 15 and 17 as well, but I prefer the 20-pound just because I like to have that heavier line on there. I like that extra bit of confidence for yanking those big fish out of heavy cover. But the chatterbait, the bladed jigs are just a really hot bait right now, an effective way for catching fish. It's a great way to cover water, and this is definitely the setup you need for it. It's the 7'3" chatterbait rod. Hey KastKing fans, let's go fishing.